Well, Trump is sharpening his dagger against Russian President Vladimir Putin, and this after second round of talks failed to materialize. Claiming he doesn't see the talks leading anywhere, he has now decided to target Russia where it hurts most. Trump has imposed sanctions to two of its biggest oil giants, Rosneft and Lukoil. And undeterred Russia claims it is immune to the sanctions. Well, since assuming power 9 months ago, Trump has resisted pressure from US lawmakers to impose energy sanctions, hoping that Putin would agree to end the fighting. But with no end in sight, he said that he felt it was time as a lot of people were dying.
Well, I think that in terms of honesty, the only thing I can say is every time I speak with Vladimir, I have good conversations, and then they don't go anywhere. They just don't go anywhere.
Rosneft is a state-controlled, vertically integrated energy company headed by Putin's close ally, Igor Sechin. It claims to have 40% share in Russian oil production. While Lukoil is global oil and gas player, it is a privately held firm. The US sanctions have targeted 28 of Rosneft subsidiaries and 6 of Lukoil subsidiaries, impacting nearly half of Russia's crude oil exports and a substantial portion of its federal budget. The US Treasury Department has given companies until November 21st to wrap up their transactions with the Russian oil producers. Now, since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the US has imposed sweeping sanctions to cripple Moscow's economy and military. These measures primarily target Russia's financial institutions and its defense and industrial base. A crucial component is the use of export controls to block Russian access to critical high-tech components which are made with any US parts or intellectual property. Additionally, the US has targeted the Kremlin's elite, freezing the assets of numerous government officials, oligarchs and their family members. Trump said he hoped that sanctions on Russia's oil companies will make Putin reasonable about ending the war. He also added that China could also play a big role in this regard.
Today is a very big day in terms of what we're doing. Look, these are tremendous sanctions. These are very big. Those are against their two big oil companies, and we hope that they won't be on for long. We hope that the war will be settled.
Russia rejected the latest round of US sanctions targeting its oil industry, cautioning that such measures risk undermining diplomatic efforts to end the Ukraine conflict. During a weekly briefing, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova claimed that Russia was immune to the new restrictions. She said that Russia has developed a strong immunity to Western restrictions and will continue to confidently develop its economic potential, including its energy potential. China has also objected to US sanctions against Russia's two largest oil companies, calling President Trump's actions illegitimate. It also rejected new EU sanctions targeting Chinese entities, stating that China is neither the creator of the Ukraine crisis nor a party to it.
Consistently opposes unilateral sanctions that have no basis in international law and are not authorized by the UN Security Council.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, after meeting with Donald Trump at the White House, said that Putin will agree to a ceasefire with sustained pressure. He also called on allies to join Russian sanctions push.
I'm absolutely convinced that with sustained pressure, we will be able to get Putin to the table to agree with a ceasefire and then other talks coming after that.
Justifying Trump's new sanctions, US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said it was necessary as Putin was not honest in talks with Trump. Welcoming US sanctions, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky believes that more pressure is needed on Russia to achieve a ceasefire.
Ceasefire is possible, of course. And I think all of us need ceasefire. But we need more pressure on Russia for ceasefire.
Adding pressure on Putin, Denmark, which holds the EU's rotating presidency, said that EU countries have approved a 19th package of sanctions against Russia, including a ban on Russian liquefied natural gas imports.